track.
Hey, listen, a lot of records going to be going down with this one. Certainly a historic event expected across the region. Some parts of Maryland already getting 36 inches of snow right around that Hagerstown area. It's part of the same system that's affecting most of the eastern half of the nation. Let's take a look at some very cold conditions outside right now. We're talking about dangerous wind chills. So on top of the gusty winds, those 20, 25 mile per hour sustained winds, gusts between 30 and 45 miles per hour. Here's the wind chill, how it really feels out there. 10 degrees below zero in Sussex, 9 degrees below zero Brewster. Again, this is the kind of weather you really don't want to have to venture outside. Current wind chill at Central Park 4, Long Branch, you're getting somewhat of a break. 11, Wading River right now, about 13 degrees. A system that's causing all of it, it's really a textbook type of situation. Cold air is already in place, coming in from the north, moisture coming up from the southwest, and this system here, this low, is spreading a lot of that snow and even some sleet being reported across some parts of the area. By noon today, expected to be east of Ocean City, 6 o'clock tonight near Atlantic City, and finally by midnight, it's expected to be east of Long Island. And again, it's going to bring some pretty heavy amounts of snow to the area. The blue showing some of the moderate to heavy snow now falling across a large part of our region and extending as far west as the eastern Great Lakes. And all this wraparound moisture has to move through before this thing really starts to wind up, and that's expected late tonight. Blizzard warnings remain in effect for parts of our region. We're looking at the wind gust again, 35 to 40 miles per hour, blowing that snow at times horizontally. Coastal flood warnings remain in effect. Winter storm warnings to areas to the north and west, so it looks like quite a busy day for us. Let's head over to John Bolaris, who's got a look at Storm Tracker. John?
Yeah, David, keep an eye on Storm Tracker, and keep it in mind to check on the elderly and the pets. You don't want your little chihuahua out there on a day like today, because I tell you, we'll get buried. Look at the snow amounts. We got blizzard conditions across the island now in the city, winds gusting beyond 47 miles an hour, some sections of the north shore of the island right now. That deep blue you see crossing the sound now, that's 1 to 3 inch an hour snow band, and that's been taking place from Trenton points north and east. But south of Trenton, it's beginning to break up a little bit, so that's some good news there. Northwest Jersey getting some heavier snow burst as well. And we're in the maximum amount of, let's say, the brunt of the heaviest snow. Doesn't mean it's going to stop later on this afternoon. It means the brunt will take place from now until about early this afternoon, and then begin to go to light to moderate snow instead of heavy to very heavy snow. All right, let's check out some conditions we have right now. Let's go to Genesis and see what we have. We have that blizzard warning that remains in effect throughout the day. Again, snow amounts updated. You can see Maryland, 36 inches of snow. Philly picked up 16. Central Park breaking the record of 10 inches set back in 1902. We have a foot of snow on the ground. Kennedy, as of 7:45 this morning, reporting 17 inches. I would not be shocked to see 20 coming in shortly. Look at the extent of this storm system. Developed across the southern plains through Springfield, 6 to 12 inches from Springfield to Cincinnati. D.C. picked up that foot of snow. Philly, 16, 17 inches, now 1 to 2 feet, spreading up the pike into New England, and that will continue to be the case during the afternoon hours. Now, keep this in mind. The heaviest snow bands coming through now through early this afternoon, and then moderate snow after, let's say, 2, 3 o'clock, although the heaviest snow still may extend into the late afternoon hours, eastern Connecticut, eastern Long Island, but some mixing will take place across the Twin Forks of the island, and some mixing up and down the coast, and they're getting that coastal pounding as we have tidal flooding, storm winds of 30 in excess of 55 miles per hour along the coast. There's been some damage done along the South Jersey coast, Atlantic City, some power lines down and some poles down, and some severe beach erosion and the possibility of moderate to severe tidal flooding, Jersey coast and the island. So coastal sections, deep concern there because water does more damage than snow, and that's going to be the case again during the morning hours and again during the afternoon hours until those winds swing around to the more northwesterly direction, the more friendly wind direction along the coast, and that won't take place until later on tonight. Cindy, Michael, and David.
Well, John, you were talking a moment ago about making sure we keep an eye on our pets. So that's kind of what we were doing earlier this morning. We had our eye on one little pup who was taking his owner for a walk in Manhattan, and he was not living the dog's life.
No.
No, he was stuck to the end of a leash on the right-hand side and taking the abuse. We don't want to be serious, obviously. It's not serious abuse. He's having some fun playing in the snow, but
Yeah, enough.
Yeah.
Enough. He wasn't having
now,
it.
you're a pet owner. You have a couple dogs. Dogs like this, right? Is that what the deal is?
Okay.
Naturally.
You know
Is that what's happening here?
We assume so. Of course, you know.
But he wasn't
dogs,
having it today.
Yeah, and dogs not doing a whole lot of talking. Won't exactly tell you if they're not. This guy, this poor little pup, doesn't really have a choice. But, yeah, you want to keep an eye on your pets, of course. And and just make sure everybody is okay. He's having a little bit of fun. It's a good day to have a little fun.
Poor fella.
You know, he's thinking, oh boy, what I wouldn't give for a
dog. People are recognizing that dog and that dog owner right now and saying, excuse me.
That's right. That's right.
The dog wish he had a pair of scissors to cut that leash. Get off me! Stop kicking snow on
But
me.
yeah, normally dogs, they love it. They get in there and start rolling around in the snow, and I guess maybe he had his fill of it.
No, he was about done.
He was squinched up on the side. You see him?
Shifting gears a little bit, good news is, I mean, this system's going to get out of here. A lot of folks say what to expect for the rest of the week. Of course, a lot of kids are off this week. We're talking about some milder temperatures later in the week, middle to upper 40s, so it looks like that's going to help the thaw. But at least between now and late tonight, expect more of the same. Just look out your window. The snow is expected to continue to fall at a heavy pace at times. Let's check in with Vanessa Alfano. Traffic conditions out there. What a headache if you got to get out there and drive around. Vanessa, what's going on the area roadways?
Well, a very treacherous ride throughout the tri-state area. Definitely don't head out if you don't have to. Lots of snow on the roadways, very wet conditions. Have accidents and disabled vehicles all over the place, too many to mention. On the belt, a very tough ride all the way out to Flatbush Avenue. Numerous accidents out there. Also, if you're traveling on the inbound Gowanus, you're jammed up from 38th Street to the Gowanus Canal, where we have another accident. Trying to be cleared. It's been out there for quite some time, but with so many problems out on the roadways, it's taking time to clear them up. Also, southbound on the Gowanus BQE combo at Hamilton Avenue, another disabled vehicle blocking a lane there, leaving only one lane open. Let's go outside. We'll check out the cameras. We'll take you out to the Grand Central Parkway. An earlier disabled vehicle eastbound has now been cleared, but both directions just crawling along. Again, lots of snow on the roadways. Mass transit may be your best bet if you absolutely do need to head out, but we do have some scheduling modifications, so you definitely want to call ahead before doing so. We know that New Jersey Transit is running on a Saturday schedule, Metro North on a Sunday schedule, the LIRR on a holiday schedule, but we do have some delays, so definitely do call ahead. Back to you, Michael and Cindy.
All right, Vanessa, thanks.
Storm is really doing a number on the 3 local airports. We are joined now by Alan Hicks from the Port Authority. Alan, it's been interesting because we've been going back and forth on whether the airports are open or not. What's going on now?
Okay, the 3 major airports have report massive cancellations. So far, the only LaGuardia Airport has both its runways closed due to heavy snowfall, snowdrifts, and low visibility. In addition, Newark Liberty Airport has almost a foot of snow. JFK has about 17 inches, and LaGuardia has about 10 inches of snow. There are massive cancellations. People should check with their individual carrier for the best information about their airline before heading to the airport.
Mr. Hicks, I'm just wondering, is anything coming in or out of those airports, though?
I'm told that there are still some flights coming in and out of Kennedy and Newark Airport, yes.
Wow.
All right. Well, you're going to have to call ahead to your carrier. That's always the order of the day. Is there anything else you want to tell folks who need to travel today?
Well, actually, I can tell you about the tunnels and bridges. The tunnels and bridges are doing pretty well. That is the Hudson River crossing, which belongs to the Port Authority, Lincoln Tunnel, Holland Tunnel, and the George Washington Bridge, although traffic is slow due to snow. And the Staten Island bridges, the Goethals, the Outer Bridge, and the Bayonne Bridge have 25-mile-per-hour limits on how fast you can go.
Mr. Hicks, any way to forecast what you expect in the way of air travel for tomorrow, obviously with all these cancellations today?
Yeah, well, I'm sure the airlines will be playing catch-up tomorrow. People should have to call ahead before going to the airport to see what the airlines are going to do for them.
Okay.
All right, Alan Hicks with the Port Authority. Thanks for updating us.
David Diaz in the West Village today, and he's had a heck of a morning so far. Let's go over to him right now, CO.
Well, you
somebody's
see,
having a good time.
There are people who are having no difficulty whatsoever getting around today. And that's Lisa and Bill, I believe it is, and they're from Chelsea. They've been making the trek from Chelsea down to Battery Park City today, and I was talking to them just a few seconds ago before we came back live, and I'm going to share this with people live. We recorded that before, but tell me about your plan. It was to...
Well, we're going to go all the way down to Battery Park and back, and then we're going to the piers and get in the jacuzzi, and all we need is a bottle of champagne. But we have one of those at home, so it'll be a little delayed.
Now, that sounds to me like a perfect way to use this day, huh?
Yeah, we've been planning for it. We keep the skis in the basement, and we did it 2 years ago, which was great. Last year we did 5th Avenue. This year we'll do the West Side Highway.
Okay. Now, what about that trip 2 years ago? It was New Year's Day or New Year's Eve?
New Year's Eve.
And you went down 5th Avenue
we went down 5th Avenue and around Gramercy Park and took lots of pictures in front of the Flatiron Building. And I just had a lot of goodwill from everybody that was stuck in the snow wishing they had a pair of cross-country skis.
Absolutely. And how difficult is it making this kind of a journey?
Hey, it's getting more difficult because it's getting thicker.
Deep,
so.
but the snow's fast, so
Yeah.
it goes good.
Okay.
It's a good
great workout.
That's what
All
we
right,
want.
good. Well, enjoy your day, all right?
All right,
Take
thanks.
care. All right, that's as we have it right now. While the snow plows keep going out and the trucks are clearing the roads, some people are making the best of this day. We're live down in the West Village. David Diaz, CBS 2 News. Back to you.
Get a little exercise in there, right, David?
Yes, indeed.
All right, we'll talk to you in a little bit.
We want to go to Hackensack now and check how things are going with Jay Dow. Jay?
Michael, Cindy, let's go right down here to this intersection. If you see the Jeep on here on your right, it's sticking out in the middle of the intersection. It slid down this hill about at least 75 feet. You can't say it enough. It doesn't matter what kind of car you're in, whether it's a four-wheel drive car, truck, anything. You have to take it slow out here. That four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, it just helps you get going. It does not help you stop any faster. As you can see, the plow trucks going by, they're not making much progress out here because as soon as they get by, we have another layer of snow blanketing the streets. Now, there was another dangerous combination out here. That's people walking on the streets, of course, because the sidewalks are unpassable. And if you see this person walking down the hill right here, he keeps on looking back because he's not sure what's coming. We've seen a few cars, more than a few cars, fishtailing. Now, before we send it back to you, I just want to let you know that we're still mourning the closing of our 24-hour diner. I spoke with the owner. He said Mother Nature got the best of us, and I got to say, we're hungry, and I was upset to see him leave.
Oh, I bet you were. You are on your own out there, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Yeah. Dugan have any fruit in the back of his truck?
Well, we're going to raid that in a minute.
Yeah, I bet you will. All right, Jay. We'll check back in just a couple of moments.
All right, time now is 8:56, and we have some other news stories right now. The death toll is rising in Chicago. Authorities now say at least 21 people died in a stampede at a Chicago nightclub. Dozens of others were injured. It happened early this morning at the Epitome nightclub. Police believe someone caused a panic by firing pepper spray or mace inside the club. Dozens of people were trampled as everyone started rushing for the doors. Police say about 1,500 people were inside the two-story club at the time.
In the showdown with Saddam, when France wouldn't come around, NATO went around France. U.S. troops landed in Turkey yesterday after NATO allies approved plans to defend Turkey from possible Iraqi reprisals in the event of a war. Turkey is a key U.S. ally in the region and shares a border with Iraq. The deal to defend Turkey was negotiated by NATO's Defense Planning Committee, a committee France resigned from in the 60s.
Homeland Security Secretary Tom Ridge says the current terrorism level might be lowered soon. Police and military officials have been a major presence on city streets for the past week. Because of the increased threat, there is no word on when a change in the alert could happen. Now, Ridge defended the Bush administration's decision to increase the level, even though the government has admitted the decision was based on false information. Ridge said that terrorists give us a choice to either be afraid or be ready.
Stay with us when we come back. More coverage, live reports from all around the city on this Blizzard 2003.
I've tried them all. Weight Watchers, Slim Fast, you name it.
We hear that all the time.
One day I said enough, and I called Jenny Craig.
I designed a really flexible program that I knew Debbie could live with. She could even have wine at dinner.
I lost 42 pounds. It was a no-brainer.
She did it.
Lose all the weight you want in 2003 for just $49 plus the cost of food. Call 1-800-JENNY20 today.
Jenny Craig, it works.
What a difference a day makes, especially when you call Empire today. In one day, we'll transform your rooms with the beautiful quality carpeting you've been wanting. We'll bring a wide selection of colors and styles to choose from right at home and install your new carpet the next day. With Empire today, you'll save 50%, plus no payments for 1 year. Call now. It's just one day, but what a difference.
800-588-2300 Empire.
You're watching CBS 2 News this morning, special coverage of the blizzard of 2003. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, as expected, bit of a mess out there today. I'm Michael Pomeranz.
And I'm Cindy Hsu. We've got meteorologist John Bolaris and David Rogers here with us, and let's start with David.
Yeah, interesting situation. Again, blizzard-like conditions going on across parts of the region. We're talking about winds 35 to 40 miles per hour, blowing some of that snow horizontally. Storm Tracker is picking up the broad area of snow that continues to fall at a rate of 1 to 3 inches across some parts of our area. You may be able to pick up The darker blues, those deeper blues, that's some of the steadiest snow, and that's expected to continue between, let's say, now and early this afternoon. That steady period of snow, we're going to continue to get more snow. This system, keep in mind, it started last night, snowing very lightly about 6 or 7 o'clock. It's expected to continue through late tonight. So certainly the duration of this system, some 24, possibly even 36 hours of snow, and that means at least 1 to 2 feet of total accumulation. Of course, we'll have some communities reporting a little bit more. Here you see Mercer County getting some of the steady snow. New Jersey, the entire state under a state of emergency across some parts of Atlantic, Cape May County, anywhere from 20, 24 inches of snow there. Philly, just down I-95, picked up about 16 inches. Suburban areas of Hagerstown, Berkeley Heights, Maryland, 36 inches. Very impressive system. If we go back to our Genesis system, it gives you a bird's eye view of what's happening out there. And we're also dealing with some very gusty winds, guys. We've got wind chills well below zero across parts of our region. Joining me right now is my partner, John Bolaris. And John, this system certainly will rival what we had back in 1996, which was considered the storm of the century.
Well, this storm of the century, too, right here. Yeah, this will rival that one in 1996. Picked up a little over 20 inches officially at the park. This one is so extensive, and the winds have been sustained with this particular system. So yes, right on that 96 level. And you can see now the blue representing the heaviest snow bands. We have something we call lift, vertical velocity, and that's the highest is taking place right now through early afternoon. What that tells you or me that it's going to snow heavy in bands through early this afternoon, and then it begins to diminish a little bit. That means light to moderate snow, let's say after 1, 2 o'clock. Still accumulating snow, but the bulk of the accumulating snow has taken place already, and then we get another good chunk into the early afternoon hours. Little Red Bank picking up some heavy snow there. Strong gusty winds along the coastal sections of Jersey, and the snow continues, but breaking up a little bit as you get towards Philadelphia. Some light snow and sleet mixed in there, but the back edge still extends all the way back down towards Harrisburg, and that tells us we're still going to get the snow throughout the afternoon, although the heaviest snow taking place now through the early afternoon hours, maybe lasting into the mid to late afternoon hours across eastern Connecticut, eastern Long Island, with a little mixing there. Let's check out Genesis now and see what we have as far as the storm system. It continues to slowly move up the coast. Again, it's just loaded with fuel being the moisture, and that storm system is going to last throughout the afternoon hours. David, Michael, and Steve.
All right, John, thank you.
All right, we want to go to Plainview, Long Island right now, where Lisa Daniels is standing by live. And it is bad there, Lisa.
Yes, it is, Cindy. The roads continue to be very slippery. The good news is we have seen an increase in the number of plows passing us by. In fact, I think we saw about 5 plows in the last 5 minutes. Take a look at those traffic lights. We continue to monitor them to see just how windy it is outside. That wind continues to be a cause of concern for officials down in Freeport. High tide was at 7:30 this morning. We recently got off the phone with the Freeport police. They say there have been no reports of flooding yet. Of course, they are keeping their fingers crossed. Now, that may be because in the past year they have raised the heights of the roads down at the South Shore, and that seems to be helping. Back here in Plainview, cars are going very, very slowly. Lots of wind and snow. We have seen a number of cars slipping and sliding, but hopefully those plows like that one will continue passing us by. We are live here in Plainview. Lisa Daniels, CBS 2 News, back to you and Michael.
All right, Lisa, get back in the truck. It looks like the wind is the worst thing out there. Lisa, thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go to Dr. Mike Rosen, who's trying to get into work today. I'm assuming to work on some different stories, but the snow is the story of the morning, and he's on the LIRR. Doctor, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, this is after trying to shovel out 3 feet of snowdrift in my driveway to get out. And that, I'll tell you something, that's the big issue, because most of the folks out there are going to try to start shoveling, and the classic scenario we see on a day like today is when someone in their 30s, late 30s, 40s has never exercised, gets out and tries to start shoveling, and that's when a heart attack occurs. If you are out of shape, if you haven't exercised, trust me, snow shoveling is one of the toughest exercises you can try to do, so don't do it. If you are going to get out and shovel, however, you should shovel in layers. Don't try to get the whole amount, that 18 inches, into the shovel and toss it out. And you want to push it aside. But in addition to the heart, you've got back issues. So you don't want to lift the snow. You want to just sort of push it aside. Just do enough. If you have to get out, and really, the bottom line is, don't get out. If you don't have to get out, don't get out. But if you have to get out, just shovel enough so that you can get out of your driveway, get to the street, get where you have to go. Just leave the rest. It's going to, lighten up after today, and it's going to start to melt tomorrow. The other issue is the cold. And, you know, you hear about these wind chills beneath zero, and that's very concerning because the wind chill, in addition to the temperatures, puts you at risk for hypothermia. So you have to dress in layers, cover the head. The head is the most important part of the body where you lose body heat. If your head is uncovered, you will lose body heat quickly, and that puts you at risk.
So best advice, either to pay somebody with a truck and a plow to clear your driveway, or do it in very small amounts.
Yeah,
right?
There's got to be a neighborhood kid that wants to earn a couple of bucks.
You know, Dr. Mike Rosen, a quick question. You know, a lot of times we think that frostbite is under the most severe conditions. I'm wondering if that's a possibility in what we're going through.
You know, frostbite occurs obviously in areas of the body that aren't exposed. I would think that you'd be so uncomfortable today that you wouldn't want to have unexposed parts of the body. But you're right. I mean, the tip of the nose, the tip of the ears, the hands, in this kind of weather, and again, cold and wind chill combined acts to lower the body temperature, and then what happens is in the extremities, your blood vessels clamp down, your body doesn't want to lose the heat to the extremities lack blood, and you're basically sort of creating a situation where there's no blood flow to those areas, and that's when, you know, you put these areas at risk. If you do have gangrene, if you start to develop frostbite and these areas do end up with frostbite, the key thing is don't defrost these areas until you get to the emergency room, because once you're frostbitten and then you thaw and then you frostbite again, that's when you lose the digits. Keep them frozen until you get to the emergency room, should you be in that kind of situation.
Yeah, hopefully nobody finds himself in that spot.
Right.
Much appreciated. Dr. Mike, have a safe ride in.
We'll get there.
See you in a little bit.
We want to go to Washington, D.C. now, where they have got a foot of snow, and correspondent Howard Bernstein joins us once again. Good morning, Howard.
Good morning, Cindy and Michael. Let me tell you, we got another snowburst right now. Officially 15 inches at National Airport, 6th biggest snow we ever had. But one of the differences with our snow as opposed to what you're getting, we didn't get a lot of wind, so we're not seeing a lot of drifting. Now, you go maybe 20 minutes north of Washington, they've had 20 to 25 inches. We have reports in Montgomery County of a barn collapsing with some horses inside, so this is causing some big problems. Transportation was also a mess. The buses stopped running. Metro got delayed yesterday. The airports are still closed, National and BWI. Dulles is down to one runway, and the National, by the way, hopes to open up this afternoon. And I was talking to some people who took the train in from New York yesterday, but that 3.5 hour train was more like 6 to 7 hours. And then they had another wait for cabs because there weren't many of them running. So this storm has really hit us hard. As I said, the 6th biggest one, but some of our suburbs, 30, 35 inches up in the mountains of western Maryland. Let me just show you behind me. We've got streets which are snow-covered. That's a good street behind me. A lot of the side streets just haven't even been touched by plows, and officials down here are saying could be 1, maybe 2 days before people are dug out. And as far as schools, many of them have used up their snow days. Some of them were trying to go to school today to make up. Well, of course, those classes were canceled. What you see around here now, our last burst of snow, we expect the real accumulating snows to be ending within the next half hour. I hear John and David talking about 30 and 40-mile-an-hour winds. I imagine the drifts will be bigger than I am. Live in Washington, I'm Howard Bernstein. Michael and Cindy, back to you. Good luck with this one.
Yeah, well, you know, forewarned is forearmed, I suppose. Even the president had trouble making plans for today, right? He was at Camp David this week and came back early, we heard.
Yeah, and a lot of times when this happens, you know, he's forced to take the motorcade as opposed to the helicopter. That messes up traffic as well. So all sorts of issues down in the nation's capital.
30-minute helicopter ride became a 4-hour car ride. All right, Howard, thanks very much. Howard Bernstein from the nation's capital this morning.
Now we want to head to Chelsea and Paul Moniz once again. Paul, how's it looking?
Well, Cindy, you see two sets of expressions here. You see absolute misery, people wincing if they have to deliver packages in this or shovel snow. And then you have other people who have this sense of wide-eyed wonderment. They're looking at the snow, realizing they don't have to work, and they want to enjoy it, walking their dogs. And some people, like Emily Regis, has never seen a blizzard before. How you doing, Emily?
I'm good. How are you?
Emily is from San Diego. Now, Emily, you came in '99. What's the snow been like since then?
It's been pretty mild. I've just seen, you know, maybe 6 inches at the most, and, you know, just played around in the snow in the park a little bit. So this is the first blizzard.
So when you heard a blizzard was coming with potentially 1.5 to 2 feet of snow, what was the first thought that went through your mind?
I have to admit, being from San Diego, I was a little excited because I've never seen a blizzard, so I have to go to work, but maybe later I can go to the park and just play in the snow a little bit. and make my way home. So.
Okay, well, enjoy work and get there safely.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's Emily Regis from San Diego. Obviously, everyone has a different take on the situation. I can say at the moment that since the winds have died down just a bit, I've lightened up just a bit myself. And it's been really tough out here this morning, but we understand that those winds will be kicking back up anytime. We are live in Chelsea. Back to you guys.
Paul, you got some of those newfangled earmuffs, don't you? I'm looking at those.
Yeah, these are the 180s. They wrap around your head.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you put them on. You know, now I won't be able to get it back on again, but you know, you get the idea. They keep your ears really warm, though. You know, you don't even want to think about trying to look good today. It's all about keeping warm because it's really brutal. So just remember that when you go out. Just forget about fashion just for today.
I forgot about fashion years ago, Paul.
Yes, I know that's true, Mike.
Clearly.
I was really talking about Cindy there.
All right, buddy. Stay warm. Talk to you in a little bit.
We want to go to the phones. Actually, we had just talked to Dr. Mike Rosen, who's on the LIRR right now. We want to talk to Sam Zambudo, who's with the LIRR. Actually, he went away.
He's stuck on the LIRR. Actually,
earlier we had talked to him, though. Yeah, we had heard about 20 to 30-minute delay, so that's not too bad considering, you know, what we're under.
Everything is subject to change, of course. Certain trains are on holiday schedules. Others are on Sunday schedules. Some people just deciding to just take a walk instead and leave the trains to other folks, perhaps more hardy or not. That's Paul Moniz's shot, by the way, from Manhattan. And Paul hopefully has run into a truck. But folks are just doing what they can to get through today. And enjoy it, because right now it's bad weather, but the stories coming out of the weather are not bad, fortunately.
That's right. You know, we are not hearing about a lot of accidents, and it is President's Day, so a lot of people are off, and hopefully a lot of kids are just getting out there and enjoying it. When, you know, as long as they're bundled up, they've got all their extremities covered. It's a big old snowman day.
Yeah, just
right?
a good day to have some fun. Not a good day to fly, though. We've spoken with the Port Authority, and the airports are going back and forth between cancellations and closures and delays. In fact, here's your live look at Newark Airport. And you can see everything north of the road sign there, and the turnpike is it's not good at all.
Now, you know, we expect to see the snow. It started last night about 6 or 7 o'clock tonight. We'll see it end later tonight. Then the ripple effect. How long is it going to take us to get back? Of course, plowing is going to be going on throughout the evening hours. We talked to folks at the airport about their backup. So it's going to take a while to get back on track for us.
That's right. Speaking of tracks, let's go back to the LIRR and the phones. And Sam Zambudo is with us again. How you doing, Sam?
Good morning, Cindy.
Good morning. How are the trains going?
We're doing fairly well. We are down to scattered 15 to
onto a PATH train. New Jersey Transit also running with 30-minute delays. The Long Island Railroad is also running on a holiday schedule with delays of about a half hour for most riders. 4 afternoon trains from Penn Station have also been canceled due to the snow. That's afternoon trains already canceled. Metro North is running on a Sunday schedule, which means less frequent service than the normal holiday schedule. Amtrak has canceled 25% of the usual Northeast service. And if the snow problem isn't bad enough for you today, suppose you found yourself without heat in your apartment or your home. The New York City Heat Complaint Hotline is 212-824-HEAT. That's 212-824-HEAT. Now, most schools were already closed today in observance of President's Day, but many who plan to be open are shutting their doors. First in the city, each campus of Pratt Institute and the New York School of the Bible. In the Bronx, Manhattan College and Mount St. Vincent's are closed. In Westchester, Marist College, Mercy College, and Westchester Community College all closed. Yeshiva University in Spring Valley is closed. Dominican College and the College of New Rochelle both closed. On Long Island, SUNY Farmingdale, Hofstra, Truro College all closed. Both campuses of CW Post are closed, and the United Cerebral Palsy Association of Nassau County is closed today. Also, the state wrestling tournament at Holy Trinity High School is postponed. Now in Connecticut, the University of Bridgeport, the Fairfield campus, and Sacred Heart University in Fairfield are both closed. Bergen County is the only college in New Jersey that is closed as of now, but we will keep you updated all day with closures and important phone numbers. For now, reporting from the newsroom, I'm John Slattery, CBS 2 News.
Maybe easier for the next time, perhaps we just ask John to tell us what's open at this point, right?
Thank you.
All right, let's take a picture of LaGuardia. We've talked about all the cancellations, delays, yada, yada, for the last couple of hours. This is the action right now at the terminal there.
You know, John, we were just talking about how this storm has got a history. It just blows up, and then, you know, it just the heavy snows move through, and then the consistent snows continue. well after that main burst,
Exactly.
and that's what we're seeing out there right now.
All the snow that moves in, it accumulates rapidly. We picked up right now, LGA has 15 inches of snow on the ground, winds gusting to 41. Kendi has picked up 20 inches of snow. So the peak, that's Newark right there. You can see they're having their problems out there as well. Because the heaviest snow bands are moving through now, but they will begin to taper off early this afternoon. And that doesn't mean it's going to stop snowing. The extremely heavy snow, the accumulating snow of 1 to 3 inches an hour, will taper off by early this afternoon. That heaviest snow band now has moved into Connecticut. They're really getting whacked with that extremely heavy snow band that just passed through here, through the city, through the island, crossed the Sound, and now is in Connecticut. And these will be the type of conditions you can expect through the early afternoon blizzard conditions.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be in for the long haul with this one. Started last night about 6 or 7. It'll continue tonight past the evening rush hour, whatever the evening commute is going to be left, and then probably until about midnight or so.
You know, it's
possibility
early tomorrow morning still there could be some leftover light snow to the north and east across Connecticut and sections of the island. So it's a long one, and it's a good thing it's a holiday.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, that
for some.
Oh, it's interesting for some. Interesting to point out, too, and you're talking about Philly, who had gotten 16 inches of snow. Now they're just taking a break.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah,
So a little
light
respite.
snow to moderate snow, and that will be the story in Philly for the next, right through the afternoon into the early nighttime hours. And that eventually works its way up the pike, and that's what we'll get.
Because Philly and D.C. they've already gotten the brunt of the storm, and now we're kind of going through that right now.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think a lot of people want to take a break, you know, from all this. So we'll give you a break right now, actually, just to give you something to look forward to as we drive through this latest blast of winter.
Oh,
yeah. There you go.
Coney Island?
Well, it's Jones Beach. We've got clips of video from all our area beaches just to, you know, keep a smile on your
hearts a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah, actually, this week, though, guys, I mean, later this week, you know, we're talking middle to upper 40s, which is going to feel like a heat wave compared to what we've been through.
That's right, because I saw you had a 46 on Friday.
End of the week, yeah, so nice thaw.
And just think how much you will appreciate spring.
Yes.
After this winter season.
Well, you thought it was enough that the boys of summer, the baseball teams, have gone back to spring training. We'll take you one further, give you a taste of what you can expect this summer. You're watching CBS 2 expanded and continuous live coverage of Blizzard 2003.
CBS 2's Stormwatch is brought to you by Jeep, only in a Jeep. Need a new lease on life?